Stop! Police!
Oh, shit.
We have a multiple 600 in progress for most of each. Subject is 25 and appears to have shit his pants.
Get back here!
Hey, what's up? This is Community Service with Craig Conant. That's me. Are we rolling?
Yes.
We're fucking rolling. Welcome to Community Service with Craig Conant. I got my good buddy Ehsan Ahmad. Did I say that right?
Yep, you got it.
Hell yeah. And I've just been over here farting on these cushions, being weird, and doing promo videos. And
What are you promoting?
my podcast.
Oh, you're promoting this for this. That's what...
And yeah, that's what I've been doing today, talking about CBD and how we get hooked up and fucking gobs of shit. God bless you, Care by Design and ABX.
Yeah, you guys give away so much stuff. It's
Loud
crazy.
and clear, supporting your starving comics.
Keeping us alive, really.
I asked for money and they said no, but we'll give you thousands of dollars of marijuana you can't smoke. I'm like, yes, please, thank you. Dude, I was just telling them I'm like the I don't know, do you give it out? I give it out to so many friends because they give me so much shit.
I give it out, but it's still like I don't have enough friends to give it, so it's just piling up at my house.
Oh, dude, I'm just like the weed CBD mental illness broke comic doctor. I'm like, come see me. Here's 2 cartridges.
So
and I
funny.
give everybody a vape pen and 2 cartridges, and I feel so good about it.
You're like Santa. You're
I'm
like weed Santa.
yeah, here's your drugs, kids. Come get it.
My problem is all my friends are the people who get it for free as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like they have no one to give it to. I want to. Hit me up, guys. If you want free shit, I can give it to you. I got so much.
I forgot we didn't explain this. A Comedy Store, ABX and CBD sponsor shows at the Comedy Store. I'm always there. He's always there. Works there, performs there. He's gonna be paid regular there. And then yeah, I probably forgot my train of thought.
Already.
Oh yeah, so he gets gobs of free shit. They sponsor shows, Sam Tripoli's Comedy Chaos Show. And if you want to go see a dope show, we're just plugging people in the first second.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's all about. That's the whole point of being a comic, right?
Yeah, plug each other.
It's supposed to help each other out.
If you want to laugh and some free weed, go fucking to Sam Tripoli's show.
Every other Tuesday, Comedy Store.
Yeah, and it's crazy, and we just hand it out, baby. That's it. I'm just gonna start smoking weed again.
It's time.
I'm back.
It's time.
I'm fucking back.
It's time. Just throw years of
Fucking
sobriety down the
6
drain.
years sobriety down the drain.
Do you miss it still?
I miss weed.
Really? What about weed do you miss?
Everything. It was my baby. It was my culture. It's just like.
Would you say that was your identity when you had it?
Absolutely. I was. I started smoking weed at 12.
Jesus.
But not like super consistent. But it was just the thing to do, you know. Anyways.
Did you want to do it, or were you like trying to be cool? What was the? How did you start?
Both. I literally went like 11 ratting on my sisters because I thought weed was crack
devil.
cocaine devil. Right. I didn't know and then I realized you see like some hippie movies, Up in Smoke. You're like, oh, that doesn't seem like the devil. That seems like heaven. And then you bug your sisters. Hey, let me smoke. And, they're kids too. And they give it to you. And then, it was through harassment. And then I was with my buddy Dane and we smoked. And he scared me and I was cutting fruit with a knife and I stabbed him in the arm. But it was just a little stab. It was a light stab. Just a little 1/4 inch of the knife. I mean, when you stabbed me, I was like, you scared me. My first time getting high. Because he snuck up on me and went boo when I was cutting oranges or some shit. And I just went, ah! And I shanked that fool.
I really wish I could go back to the first times I got high.
You don't remember?
I know, I remember, but just that feeling. It's like I can never have again. Just like that silly feeling, that high feeling.
That's what made me fall in love.
Right.
I laughed for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want this all of the time. But nobody tells you that eventually if you smoke too much, you just kind of get depressed and it then becomes a crutch and you stop stabbing your friends and laughing and you start stabbing them for real.
Well, when I first started, I was like, oh, this makes me feel happier.
Yeah.
And then now, because I've given all my weed stuff away pretty much, like last couple of years I've been like, oh, like I needed to feel happy. Like it's shifted almost. Like
Yeah, I think it absolutely does. In the beginning, it genuinely makes you happy, and then afterwards, you depend on it to become happy, and I think that's when it's the ugly change. And what I try to tell most stoners is like, they're all like, I'm fine. I'm like, are you? Are you, dude? Like, I'm pro weed, okay? Look at me. But like, if you smoke all day, every day, you're not fucking happy. Because if you were happy, you wouldn't need to smoke all day, every day.
You wouldn't have to like hide from reality like that.
Yeah.
It's very,
you don't need, if you're truly happy, you don't go, I'm gonna wash my dishes. Well, better eat an edible.
Yeah.
Nobody says that. Just wash your fucking dishes.
I gotta go to work, gotta get high. It's like, ooh, that's a bad place to be sometimes.
And that's how I was. And it didn't like, weed saved my life from other dark shit, but it also just stopped me from mailing important letters and ruined my life in that way. Like, weed is the ultimate motivation killer. Where you're like, I don't need to meet that girl. Right. I don't need to pay that rent.
I don't need to do that. I don't need to write that script. I don't need to do that packet. Yeah.
You just.
I've heard I think Carlin said this, that weed is a self-regulating drug in the sense that it'll tell you when you're done with it.
Yeah.
Where it's like.
I like that. Yeah. He's so fucking smart.
Yeah, he really knew what he was doing.
Because I have felt that, and I unknowingly wanted to express that. Couldn't put it into words. Literally, Carlin just snipped it in the butt. And is it snipped it or nipped it?
Nipped it in the butt. Not snipped it in the butt. That's
oh, fuck. Yeah. God damn. I got to read some books. I said that way wrong. Fucking Christ. Yeah. Fuck Carlin. No, I'm just kidding. Making me look stupid. No, yeah, that guy was so prolific and so smart. He could literally just analyze the society and sum it up in a sentence and make it funny. And you're just like, what are you, sir?
Have you listened to like early Carlin, like Class Clown, like that sort of time, like 70s?
I mean, I have, but I don't remember, like maybe once.
What's impressive about Carlin, because his older stuff is all like this deep intellectual, like, the American dream is called a dream because you have to be asleep to believe it, like that sort of like high stuff. But his early stuff, like the first maybe 20 minutes of Class Clown is him just making noises with his mouth. Like the bit is like when he's a kid and there's a substitute teacher and all the noises he would make to fuck with the teacher.
Yeah.
And it's incredible, like what he could just do with his voice.
Yeah.
Like it's such a tool that like I wish I had.
I gotta listen to that shit.
Yeah, it's like there's so many facets of comedy that are like that you can be good at. Like you're like Jesus Trejo, he's really good at making noises. And there used to be this open mic called Marty's. Did you ever go?
No, okay. I never did Marty's. I feel ashamed.
Marty's was
done it.
Marty's was my favorite because I would go. I'd go at 5. There'd be maybe 1 or 2 new comics there, and then Marty would let me do an hour.
Yeah.
But I've seen Jesus there, and I saw him do a set once, and it really made me think of comedy differently. And all he did for his entire 10 minutes was just practice different noises he could make.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right?
Jesus Trejo, very funny. Check him out. I'll get him on my podcast. Both our families are from the same hood. Eastside Wheel Moss. Hey, Wilmington. I don't gangbang. But boy, my family does. Anyways, he's the man. He's a dope motherfucker. Yeah. I never did Marty's. Why didn't I do goddamn Marty's?
It's pretty brutal.
I know. That's why I didn't do Marty's. I'm sensitive. I don't like harsh scenarios.
Well, it's also, what do you feel about paying to go up? The $5 to go up.
I'm fine with that.
You're fine with it?
Yeah, but I got lucky and I just kind of circumvented, I think that's the right word, the open mic. I never had to do it as much as most comics because I got lucky.
So how'd you do that?
Tammy Joe running her shows and getting mad stage time.
Okay, and that's how other comics saw you, through Tammy Joe.
Yeah, but I still did open mics for sure, but not like, because I was getting 3 to 9 shows a week from her.
Right.
So if you know
3 to 9 from her
she
alone,
would run little mini fests and shit. Bare minimum 3. I probably averaging out 4 or whatever, but then and then I would get other shit and then mics. So that was vital and such a blessing and a shortcut and a boot camp and all that shit. but it made me not have to do as many mics, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Woo! I got lucky because had I had gone the traditional route of pure open mics, that shit will make you want to quit or kill yourself.
Oh man, it's dark.
At least in LA, I don't want to like shit on the open mic scene. I mean, any comics go do that shit, but
well, if you're a young comic and you're thinking about getting into it, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you got a hookup like that, like you got with Tammy Joe, but you got to get lucky.
I got so lucky.
Right.
I got so lucky. And then, so I never had to do Marty's because of it.
It would have been an experience. I will say that. I wish it was still around because I always told people it's something you got to do once. It's something you just got to be like, oh, this is because it was I will say this. It's the closest to going up late night at the Original Room.
Okay.
At the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
It's the closest feeling.
Yeah, I don't want that feeling.
You really?
No, I'm kidding. I've had that feeling so many times.
Right.
Go up to fucking 6. Skylar Stone had me close out his main room and follow, Burr and Segura and this, and it was just it's too long. You know how what is it dwindled down to 50 persons?
50 people.
Yeah,
maybe if you're
out
lucky.
of 300 or 350.
Yeah.
So 300 people left. So the 50 there. Not that you're happy to have the 50. I'm just saying they're tired. They're exhausted. You gotta get them.
But that's what makes you the better comic.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
though, right?
I love it. Yeah, no, they're good. You cold opens and going up that late are of great service to this thickness, skin thickness, and you just kind of start the path to become bulletproof because you get so injured and wounded that nothing can then affect you later.
Right. It's you got to
like, this is nothing.
Right.
I had a chair thrown at me.
I always say, because Marty's was so awful, I always say whenever I have a bad show, I'm like, I've paid for worse.
Yeah.
So this is whatever. This is fine.
Yeah.
And it teaches you to like, okay, if they don't care about jokes, at least I can push energy.
Yeah. Or you can acknowledge, I try to I'm having fun.
Right.
That's what I find. I think it teaches me. It's learn to have fun in impossible circumstances on stage. That way, when you do get a lit, fire-ass crowd, it's contagious. That shit feeds me. I don't know about you. Does it feed you like the laughter?
Oh, yeah. I
it makes
need
me
it.
laugh. Yeah.
I need it. It's like it's very much like getting high. Where it's like you're chasing that feeling of the bigger laugh, and you're like, oh, I need it. I need it bad. Yeah.
I got a applaud break on that one. New high.
Yeah, that's why I think a lot of comics are just like way into drugs because that's the same exact feeling.
Yeah.
It's literally the same.
Just chase the dragon.
You gotta chase it. And you're waiting for the next show so you can get the bigger laugh, and it's nuts. It never ends. Oh.
It never ends.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Now my question to you is, so you're like, you have this, you're like blowing up right now, right? And you have this fan base that like really rolls with you. Do they understand this
Thank you.
level of comedy talk? Or are they a little like, are they into it, or are they like, I wonder what they're talking about?
I get a lot of messages saying thank you, I've decided to start stand up. And I just send a sweet positive message, but think in my head like, you're gonna quit. I'm just kidding. No. I say the same shit to everybody. There's no shortcuts. You just got to get on stage as much as humanly possible, and good fucking luck. And you're going to be awful for a while, but then after you put in time and work, you get good, and then you get stuff. That's the truth.
Yeah. If you're trying to get into comedy and you think like, oh, okay, I'm not going to be the guy that takes 10 years or whatever to blow up. I'm going to blow up right away. You're probably not going to last very long.
Yeah.
This is a marathon game for sure.
For sure. And if you blow up in under 10 years, is that possible? Absolutely. It's extremely rare. You got to be like a fucking savant or get lucky with some viral shit or whatever. But most of the time, it's a 10 to 20 year path.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because Louis didn't get famous till he was like 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of
Bill
thing.
Burr, all of them.
Yeah, you got it's an old man's game.
Yeah. What else do you want to talk about? I don't know. That's why I have guests. I run out of shit.
Run out of shit. You can't do this by yourself?
Hell no.
No?
I'd be like, fucking Chris, Lundgren, help me out. What are we talking about? I've been talking about this fig leaf plant for 2 hours. No.
Yeah, I do. do think that's crazy that some people can just sit in a camera in one room and then the whole hour is just them being like, "Oh, isn't life weird?" or whatever.
How did they do it? I don't understand it. Like, I could rant for a while, but like hours, it's like, no, I'm tired. I can't even do it today with 2 person.
Yeah.
What's topical? We already did that. I did the Game of Thrones.
Oh, you did the Game of Thrones?
I recap. It came out today.
Oh, okay. So you don't want to talk about it anymore.
I don't know, man. You steer this ship.
Okay, this is. I didn't know. Why is this called community service? Why?
Oh yeah, because we talk about being of service, trying to. The moral of the story is like you did some bad, horrible shit, but you're not a piece of shit, so you want to become a better person. Any life event that changed you to become a better person. Arrest, DUI, whatever. It doesn't always have to be that. Just that seems to be the general theme in my life, or my family.
I think that's a positive thing to have. I think a big problem with like the sort of culture today is that like people are judged for things on their past, and then that's who they are in like the media, right?
Yeah.
Like people dig up their old tweets or whatever, and like, oh, this is who you are, and it's like that's not what people are though.
No, not at all. They're judging somebody on one thing, and because of the internet, you could just choose the ugliest thing.
Right.
And, you know, maybe fuck that person at that time for being a piece of shit. But, hey, people change and fucking shift into becoming a different human being. And then all of a sudden they're kind. Some of the best people are some of the people that have done horrible things because they go, oh, I can't do that, you know? And they completely shift and fucking, and then do good deeds. And then you're just like, no, what about the last 10 years? This motherfucker's sober and built homes and
like was actually working on himself and trying to better himself.
It's like he's good now.
Right.
Like, you know?
Well, just, I like the idea that you're shaming people for their ignorance instead of trying to teach them. It's such a, because it's so easy to be like, you suck, and that gets all these views and retweets. But like the better thing to do is to be like, hey, what's going on? Let's see if we can build. You know? But no one wants to build. It's so much easier to like tear down.
Yeah, it is though. Fire!
Just let it burn.
Burn that motherfucker down. It is fun to watch sometimes. You're like, if it's not you, you're like, oh, good luck.
But the scary thing is it could be you for no reason.
Yeah, I know. That is scary.
Like you, there's so many things, and you talk about it on stage, but so many things that you've done.
Yeah.
If someone just has a bug up their ass to be like, I want to fucking take Craig Conant down, and they just
don't give anybody any ideas. It's true though. I have lost some sleep over it. I'm like, oh, I was like, that's in the past. I'm sober now. I don't do that anymore.
You gotta own it. You gotta be like, I did do that. It's not who I am, but I did it.
Oh, I do. I do. Sometimes I talk about shit on stage. I'm like, I get off and be like, why'd you talk about that? But I'm an open book, and I just like to be honest and real and talk about shit. Because why not? My favorite OG motherfucker is Richard Pryor. I listen to him all the time. He talks about freebasing. He talks about putting a dick in his mouth. He did that at the Hollywood Bowl to a sold-out crowd. I mean, like, fuck y'all. And he just stormed off, and I'm just like, you're the best. You're the OG legend. You're the guy. He's listen to him. He's the best.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing about Pryor is that he's still relevant today. Like, you can put on Pryor. If you don't tell someone that's Pryor and you listen to it, they'll be like, oh, this guy's really funny.
Yeah, that was 30 years ago. 40 years ago.
And that's so hard to do for comedy. I have this
so hard
Woody Allen CD of his, like, comedy from, like, the 60s. You put it in, it's like, I get it. I get how that was funny back then, but it don't make me laugh now. It's just time has passed.
Pryor, I'm dying.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Pryor, Carlin, they can do that.
And dude, his freebase shit, you listen to his
I haven't, no. I don't know that much Pryor,
Richard Pryor's shit on freebase is the best shit I ever heard in my life. It's so good.
What exactly is freebasing? I don't...
Smoking crack.
Okay, is it like...
They just called it freebase back then.
Oh, why?
'Cause you're free. No. I have no idea.
Have you ever smoked crack?
I don't think so.
Well, that's a real answer. I don't think so. Probably not.
Probably not. No, we smoked a lot of coke. Mm-hmm. Cocaine. We used to sprinkle it on the weed, the joint.
Okay.
Little cocoa puff. Woo! Ooh-wee. We used to get lit like that.
How does that make you feel? I've never done like coke. I'm pretty much a psychoactive only.
Well,
person.
young man, you gotta try it. Everybody's tried coke once.
Well,
Just once. Only once. Lead us on.
Yeah.
On his Spoil the Beans podcast. Fuck this movie. Give me that coke. It's just it gives you confidence and makes you drink obscene amounts and makes you really horny, but your dick not work.
Ooh, that's God's trick on you. That is God's trick on you.
For pussies out there, I don't know why my dick always worked. I was a rare breed.
Yeah, you powered through.
5%.
You're a champion.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you gotta tell people.
We're the popular coke guys. So we could, yeah. It makes girls horny for some reason. It makes you think you're not high and you need more, but you are high and you don't need more. And it leads to a good time, and then the most dark, depressive time where you analyze your parents' divorce. You start talking to strangers about why you're fucked up, and you're like, I don't even know you. Why are we in a room at 5 a.m. and I'm telling you my dad beat me? Like, why? So it gets real dark, real ugly, real quick. I did it appropriate one time, like, because we only had a little bit. We drank and we did a little bit, and it was fun. But that was one time out of 500 or 5,000. I don't even know. Couldn't tell you. And then, it's a crazy thing. But actually, my favorite was sprinkling it on the weed. My mom listens to my podcast. She's like, I didn't know the extent of any of this shit.
Really?
I was like, yeah, it's a time. She knew, I was fucked up. It was clear as day, but nobody knew that. Because, you hide that shit. You don't want to say, hey, Mom, sprinkled coke on my weed again. How's your day? I can't feel my face right now. Yeah, it's just when you smoke it with weed, it gives you the weed gets you high, but then the coke like numbs your face, and you're just like, that
sounds
this
amazing.
Is fantastic.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs, kids. I realize I fucking probably make them sound good and fun, but
Well, I think that's the best way to really teach kids how to not do drugs is to be honest about it.
Yeah.
Because I remember in 8th grade, they made us sign like a drug contract, like, hey, I'm never gonna do drugs or whatever, right? And I remember
breached.
I never signed it because I was like,
Is that the right word? Breached?
Yeah.
like that I breached the contract.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I never signed it because I was like, I don't know about that. Like, what is this about really? But if you're like, hey, it feels good, but it'll fuck up your life, I think kids would respond to that more.
Yeah.
Than like, oh, okay, like the feeling good is the bad part, because they try to pitch it to kids as like it's just bad for you. But they don't tell you, like, there's some positive aspects to it.
Any drug moderately used and moderately done correctly
Can help you out.
appropriately is fucking fine. If you need to climb a mountain, hey, maybe cocaine is good.
Yeah.
But when you're drinking in dark, lonely places, not so good, kids. Anyways, most narcotics just kind of lead to sick, dark, deviant, seedy behavior, and I never known to. That's why I was making the joke. Like, I don't even know if you guys caught on. Nobody's ever done cocaine one time because it feels good,
Right.
And then you do it again and again and again and again, and that's when it gets ugly.
And then you can get laid from it, so that's like,
And then you get laid one time from it. You're like,
I gotta keep
it
doing
gets
it.
me laid. And then
Yeah.
you're like, if I do it every day, I get laid every day. Cut to you and your limp dick oiling up at your mama's home.
Yeah, some weird pimples on it.
Yeah. Your mom's going, what are you doing in there? Leave me alone, Mom. I'm lubing up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a man. I'm a man.
Sex can be a narcotic. Like, that's
Absolutely.
yeah.
Anything. You get addicted to anything. Fuck this fucking world.
You gotta have addictions, though.
Yeah.
You can't have nothing.
I'm just glad mine's stand up and coffee.
Those are relatively good ones to have. And when you think about it, they're pretty productive.
You stop going to jail on those. Have you ever been to jail?
No.
Have you ever been arrested anywhere besides the airport? Terrorist.
Oh, man. I have a couple airport stories. No. There was one time where I was handcuffed on the side of the road. I remember this. I was like 19 years old. We were coming back from college. Me and my friends, first time we seen each other in like a year and a half, because I didn't go back home for the first year because I was like, I don't want to fucking go back.
Yeah.
So I saw them, and we were just driving around. I grew up in this town called Cupertino. Very nice town, but nothing to do.
Cupertino, you got the default weather time.
Yep.
That's where Apple was invented.
My
right?
elementary school was connected to Apple headquarters.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah.
Did you have like all top of the line Apple shit?
So the way Apple tests their computers is that they just give it to the schools. That's how they beta test their computers.
Yeah.
So like I remember in my 8th grade lit class, we got the first MacBook Airs. And we got to just play around with them. Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, the whole town loves Apple because the Apple loves the town.
Yeah.
So it works. They work together.
Just getting all the dopest shit. All the little 5-year-olds. I got an Apple Watch.
Oh yeah. Everyone had an iPhone when it first came out. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
The Maps app, the icon for the default Maps app, that's actually the exit to my childhood home.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's
Cupertino
like
exit.
Yeah. That's a real deal like place.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so we were just around as 18, and then so it was like midnight. And then we were just reminiscing, so we just were hanging out at the middle school, like on the field. We were just talking. Me and 2 of my friends. And I remember saying to them, like, it'd be cool if we got in trouble tonight, right? So
Manifestation
I manifested
is real.
it, bro. I manifested it. So we're leaving the field, right? And we see some flashlights behind us, and we hear people go, "Stop!" And we were like, "Oh, we don't know where." This is like at 1 a.m. now. We're like, "Oh, we're gonna run. There's no way we're stopping for these people." And so we're running, and my friend trips.
Yeah.
We leave him. Me and my other friend, we just go to our car. Yo,
He fell, and I left him once.
hey,
Hey.
you
Hey,
gotta be
good
clutch.
luck.
You gotta be clutch. You gotta in that situation. You gotta be clutch.
I'm a survivalist. True.
So me and my friend, we got to his car. That's what he drove, and then we got surrounded by cops. And I was like, oh, that's who was chased, because apparently people have been going around the school stealing computers.
Oh.
And they thought we were the thieves.
Gotcha.
So they had been like watching us for the whole time we were hanging out. And obviously we were just hanging out, right? So they're like, put your hands up to the side of the road or whatever, right? And so we sat on the side of the road. They took my friend, they pushed him down, and then they kneed him in the back. And then they handcuffed him, but then they just handcuffed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always
was your
thought that
friend
was
white
weird.
or brown?
Oh, Asian. Everyone's Asian in Cupertino.
Asian.
Yeah, everyone is
Damn,
Asian.
I was hoping it was white. I was like, yeah, reverse racism. Get that white motherfucker.
The cops, for whatever reason, are Southern white people.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
They just fucking Apple just fucking transports
Asian
Southern sheriffs.
Asian
Yeah, get that computer, boy. Pick up that laptop.
Asian people from that town don't be cops, though. They're all they go
that's
become
true.
computer engineers and
I
doctors
never thought
and
about
shit.
that.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
You literally can't get anybody in the town to become a
No,
cop.
no local cops.
Like, I'm an accountant.
And then they had us on the side of the road for maybe an hour and a half. They're trying to get us on something. They were really trying hard to get us on something, and we didn't do anything. The security guard who was on the at the school was watching us the entire time and was telling the cops like, "Hey, they weren't doing anything. This is a waste of your time." But the cops kept trying to get us. They kept calling us faggots. I remember that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like, oh, these fucking
Homophobic
faggots. Yeah.
cops.
And then my friend had my friend had a hunting pistol in his car, which you're allowed to have.
You
Right.
are?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like I got to get a hunting pistol. Does a Glock 19 count as a hunting pistol?
If you're white, probably.
Yeah. Glock 19, here I come.
But my friend had a hunting pistol. I remember the cops playing with the pistol and being and looking at us and being like, "We should shoot you in the nuts and let you go."
These are terrible police.
These are awful
These are
cops.
terrible police.
Makes
God
me,
bless America.
Made me really hate the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Department. Shout out.
Shout out. Santa Clarita, get your fucking homophobic pistol whipping testicles ass back to fucking buttfuck Alabama.
Yeah, but after
Sorry if you're from Alabama and you listen to this podcast. I appreciate you.
Yeah, well,
You're enlightened.
Alabama has a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, and then after they let us go
That's good.
after an hour and a half, and that was my only run-in with the cops.
Yeah, I have a bit more, but I think I've told all of them.
Yeah, well, you fucked with the cops. that whole story. Yeah,
That's the best thing I've ever done in my life. It led to me getting sober and into stand-up. And my first viral bit that got me like a fan base. So God bless firecracker police assaulting. Allegedly.
Didn't you go to jail for that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's more than allegedly. It's definitely.
Definitely allegedly. I want a gun so bad.
Have you ever shot a gun?
Of course.
Okay.
My cousin just got a Glock 19. I literally have been calling her, hey, you home? Let me come play with your gun. And she's never home. And finally she was home, and I was just rubbing it and holding it and caressing it. Took a little nap next to it. Took a picture with it.
Have you ever shot like a machine gun, like a semi-automatic or anything like that?
Machine guns?
Like an AR-15 or an AK-47?
No.
That shit is fun.
I bet.
It's wild.
I've shot 30-06, Glock 45, Glock 19, 38 Special, 357 Magnum, Deuce,
Yeah.
shotgun.
It's a lot of handhelds, a lot of pistols.
Just a Springfield 1911. That's it. I haven't been a ton, but the thing is, I don't want a gun because I'm a hippie too. I'm in energy. I don't want to invite like energy in here, and I don't want to kill anybody or accidentally shoot my leg, which is probably the most likely of everything. But like, even if I want it to be, because I like fucking self-defense and weapons and knives and shit. Mm-hmm. I want it to protect me and my home and my family. But also, like, if somebody does break in, I don't want to murder a human. So I always thought of like having
rubber bullets or something?
Like the first 2 bullets being rubber or salt bullets if it's a shotgun, you know. So you just send a message and don't kill a motherfucker. But also there's a hollow point next round that will if you need to. Because I don't want to kill anybody. But I also want, you break in, try to steal my Roman candles. You gots to fucking get wounded. You don't gots to die. I was going to say Biggie's song, if somebody's got to die, if I goes, you's got to go. But no, if somebody's got to get wounded. I don't know. What are your thoughts on weapons, guns?
Oh, man.
Do you have any?
No, I don't have any. I go back and forth. It's the same thing. Like, I don't want to invite the energy. Like, let's say,
I don't want. But I love them.
Here's what I worry about, like with having a gun, right? Like, say I have a family, right, and then I have a gun. I worry about like my kid playing with it. Yeah, that's what I really worry about, because that's most likely the accident that's gonna happen if you
Unfortunately, you get it for one reason, and the most likely occurrence is a kid finding it
and playing with it, because it's a gun and you see it on TV.
Fucking fun! They're just cool. So shiny.
It's cool to hold one.
And it is. You just feel it. You just
power.
I get it. I get a giddy joy, maybe from the power. I don't know, but I just grew up watching Arnold, and Rambo,
right?
And you're just like you just fucking. And I'm a guy's guy. I like weapons and tools. I like fucking little. I like tools. I like a Leatherman too. It could be pliers. It turns me on. Hey, ladies.
This is a gun guy over here.
You got a Leatherman? Bring it over. For those of you that don't know what a Leatherman is, it's a multi-tool. It's the one, the pliers that you open up, and it's also a knife, a screwdriver.
Oh, it's like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. A lot of grips. Carry them on set in Hollywood. Yeah, so you know what? I'm going to get a Glock.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so. It's been bugging me. I've wanted a gun for like a fucking decade, for my whole life, really.
Well, what's stopping you? What's stopping you now from getting one?
That energy, just being, I don't want, basically, I think I would accidentally shoot my TV or my leg. And I don't.
So you would just play with it.
I would play with it every day. Every day I'm playing with my gun. If I get a gun, I'm rubbing that shit every day. It's gonna be right there. I'll literally have you walk in and be like, "Oh, there's a gun on your table." I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh yeah, that's a dark energy to have out.
Wanna carry it? Give it a rub. Make a wish. Somebody dies. Instead of positive wishes, 3 deaths.
Well, that's another thing I worry about. Like, I feel like I'm a depressive a lot of the time, and to just have a gun out is like, nah.
Yeah, man, it's fun. It's exciting. Yeah. Will I kill myself today? Who knows?
Right?
Who knows? Only the gun does. Rub it and make a wish. Boy, this is getting dark.
Oh yeah.
Don't kill yourself. Happy birthday, Brody Stevens. It's his birthday today.
That's rough.
Yeah. This comes out in a week, so the dates will be off. So his birthday is, what do we got? May 22nd.
May 22nd.
R.I.P. Suicide.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, suicide can end. But
Yeah.
That's-
Were you at? You were at the store? The day he died? They did that crazy ceremony thing. Not a week later. The day.
I was at Irvine Improv, and then I got the call on the way there.
Yeah.
That he died, and then I remember it was me, Chelsea, and Amir K. That's who was at the Irvine Improv that day. Chelsea Skidmore, and then it was just this weird numb feeling.
Yeah.
And then I went to the store, and it was the saddest I've ever felt. The Comedy Store.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy. Everyone was crying. I remember I was crying. It was just nuts.
Yeah, everybody was crying. Did you go to Swingers afterwards?
I think so. I don't remember.
You were at
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird, fun, sad day.
You know what's crazy is I remember him earlier that year being like, you got to stay positive. You got to stay positive. You got to stay positive. And it's like, oh, I thought you think people are like telling stuff to tell you, but sometimes it's like, oh, you're telling that to make yourself feel that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's like you never really know like who needs help. That's the tough part, especially in Los Angeles where everyone's just like in their own thing and trying to like.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's hard to see someone like reaching out.
I know that I need help. And you know what's going to help me? A Glock 19. Give me that gun, baby. Woo! Good old guns. Yeah, it is true. Everybody's in there. You never know. And good luck, mentally ill people. If you need some CBD or marijuana, I got you. Other than that, come visit me in a week to 3 weeks when my registration clearance comes through for my Glock 19, baby. Woo! So Glock, you need a sponsor? I'll take a gun.
Community service brought to you by Glock 19. Promo code Craig for 10% off.
I made it.
Yeah.
If Glock sponsors me and I get a promo code for a discount on a motherfucking Glock, I made it. That's what the Navy SEALs carry.
Really?
Yeah, because there's Glock 17, which is the bigger one, and there's Glock 19. I'm learning all this. There's different generations. I just want a 9mm. I don't need a 4.5. That's different. You know the
yeah. The 9mm is not as
lethal, not as bad.
What's the super non-lethal one? Is that a 22? Is that like
22? You still can, of course, any, but 22. So it's a little teeny baby bullet.
Get that. Work your way up to a 19.
It's a motherfucking cap gun. I want pow.
Oh, okay,
I want a pow. 45's too much pow. 22's too little pow. 9mm is perfect.
Perfect amount of power.
Perfect. Still in control.
Oh, man. I didn't expect this to get as dark as it did. We could go darker if you want.
No.
I was going to say, what do you feel about Alabama?
Yeah, let's just get positive. How are we going to do that?
Yeah.
What do you do for fun? I do dodgeball. What's your shit?
What do I do? Oh, I like...
what brings you joy, bliss?
I play video games. That's what I like. I like just zoning out and just playing like Halo.
Oh, I know what to do. I'll get you in at Twitch at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah,
they keep inviting me, and I of course go because it's the Laugh Factory, and I love them, and they give me work, and they invite me to play video games on their Twitch network.
Right.
But I'm like, I don't know video games. Yeah. I guess that could be funny in itself as being horrible at video games.
People like watching that.
Yeah.
If you're funny enough.
But yeah, I'll take you because they need gamers.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not an intense gamer, but I like that. And then I'm a nerd too, so like I like just learning things. That's what I do for fun. I'll like research something like this is interesting.
No, learning. Yeah, I need to read more.
Yeah, I'm a huge history nerd. So like I'll like pick a topic one day and I'll just read all about it and be like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
this is interesting. Like, oh, that's how the Special Olympics started. Stuff like that.
I actually used to just smoke weed and watch war documentaries when the History Channel actually played documentaries.
History? Yeah.
This is maybe 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking fantastic. And like the Battle of Stalingrad and like shit.
That's a rough
the
one.
useless information. I mean, it's not useless, but but it's just interesting.
It's
you know?
absolutely not useless. In fact, history, I would say, is the one, like, just like reading so much about history. It's like, because so people are like, oh, we live in some crazy times right now, right? That's what people say all the time.
No, it was always crazy.
Always crazy.
It's always crazy.
It's always crazy. It's never not been crazy. People have never not felt like it was the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like it's the same shit, different smell. Constantly.
Yeah, we're fucking cockroaches. We ain't going anywhere.
Yeah,
we'll just go underground and start eating each other. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah, the crazy thing about humans is that they find a way. The
Good
humans
luck
find a way.
Eating me with my Glock 19. Woo! Come get some. Extended clip. What?
Yeah, but for those of you out there who like feel like, oh man, like if it's so bad right now, don't worry, it's not.
I wanna
Peaks and valleys.
That's
Peaks
what
and
I
valleys.
was. I was like, don't forget. Want some a fun fact
Yes.
that I learned from being a stoner and watching war documentaries. By the way, don't only watch war documentaries. You get real depressed.
Yeah.
But there was one ceasefire peace moment in I sounded smart in the
World War
beginning,
One?
and then in World War One. You know
Christmas
what
Day?
it was? No, was it Chris? No, it was because of the wolves.
Okay, so I know a different one.
So there was a Russian and Germans battling in the snow and shit, and they just kept getting mauled and eaten by wolves. And wolves are smart as fuck. They hunt in packs and they do it right. So they just were tired of getting eaten alive by wolves, both sides. So they go, "Hey, motherfuckers, stop killing me. I'll stop killing you. We got to kill these wolves." And then they concentrated their efforts towards wolves. Fucked up the wolves, and then we're like, all right, that's good enough. Let's go back to murdering each other.
Yeah.
And I've learned that, and I was like, what? That's insane.
I've always felt if we could somehow get that human war energy on something in outer space, we would, like, if the government was just like, oh, there's terrorists on Mars or whatever,
Yeah.
right? We would find a way to go to Mars. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, if we just like took that
Unite.
energy and focused it
Yeah.
on a common enemy. That's why, have you ever watched Watchmen? Or
I
read the book?
I watched the movie, the
Okay.
old one, right?
You should, I mean, in 2000s. I don't know
Yeah.
how old. I mean, I guess that's
That's
old.
2019. I watched that in theater stone and didn't understand any of it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't understand.
I would
this.
read the graphic novel. It's amazing. But the whole idea is if we could
Not
create
gonna happen.
it's pictures. It's pictures.
Maybe I'll read the picture.
Yeah. But the idea being like if they could the bad guys try to create a common enemy for humanity to focus its efforts on.
I did remember that
Yeah.
gist of it, and I was like, that would work. Independence Day. Xingho. Or The Arrival.
I've never seen Independence Day. That's on the list for
You're
Spoil the
not
Beans.
American, Cupertino.
It's on the list. For those of you
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
Spoil the Beans.
Yes, I'm gonna
You haven't
plug it.
seen a lot of episodes.
Right. I haven't seen a lot of
I
movies.
mean, movies.
So that's the whole premise of I do this podcast with another door guy at the Comedy Store called
Derek Poston,
Derek
you
Poston.
can plug that.
Yeah.
Nappy-headed motherfucker. He's got the nappiest hair. Just kidding. Derek Poston is so funny.
Yeah.
And he's a beast.
We do a
and I love
podcast
him.
together.
Yeah.
Spoil the Beans. He's watched so many movies. He's like a movie guy. I've seen nothing. I grew up very sheltered, so I've seen pretty much no movies. And he just explains the whole plot of a movie to me.
And his explanations for the movie, you're like, damn, you're fucking smart. How did you...
His voices are great.
Yeah.
He's a good actor, so he
Yeah,
can just
yeah.
So it's really fun, and then we riff on it, and I don't know anything, so it's like wow. It's a part of it is like wow, this guy has never seen Men in Black
Yeah.
and has just no idea what
Yeah.
happens. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
why is
check it
that?
out.
Why is that guy a bug?
Spoil the
It's-
Beans. Check it
Yeah,
out.
check it out. Spoil the Beans podcast. I've been a guest on it many times.
No.
You don't have guests. That's good.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out. The problem is, it's like
No,
how do we
don't
get a
have 'em.
guest on it? You know,
Don't have them.
no, yeah, we figured like we'll come up. We'll do another podcast, a separate podcast where we'll have guests.
You could do a
eventually.
Patreon once you guys blow up. Do a Patreon with guests
Yeah, well, yeah. We were just thinking
for
as
bonus content.
soon as we quit the store, we're gonna have another podcast where we're like, oh, we can have guests, and we can have our friends, and we can talk comedy.
Yeah.
because we love talking comedy. That's the
Yeah.
number one thing we do in our house.
That would blow up because everybody wants to hear the inside. They love it. They love it.
Mm-hmm.
They love it. That's why when we're talking about it,
People love the process
the
now.
process, whether they're in it or not,
Mm-hmm.
it's fascinating to know the joke writing process. become an open micer to mid-level guy to headliner.
Right.
The stages, the trials and tribulations of this crazy fucking business.
How do you write?
It just comes to me organically or in conversation, and then I just with my phone I'll take a little note. It says like new bits, and then I write on stage. I don't really write it out. I have notebooks full of. I show you all my notebooks. It looks like I write every day, but then I don't. Like, I don't know. I can't explain my writing. It just kind of, it comes in my body, and then I fuck with it on stage. And then if it's new and I like it, I'll just run it. And if I don't, I drop it real quick.
Really? You don't do you have a bit that doesn't work but that you believe in? And
Yeah,
then it comes
I shelf
around?
it. It'll come around later.
Okay.
Like a lot of my shit, I'll have written some time ago and I'll be like, oh, I now have a place for this.
Right. That happens a lot.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, because before it was just some weird non sequitur that didn't make sense in the middle of my act. And now I'm like, oh, I could tie it into this shit. It fits with my dad shit. I don't know.
What's like the goal? What's like when you are like your most ambitious? Like you're laying in your bed and you're dreaming and you let your dreams go. Where do you see yourself?
TV, movies, selling out, theaters.
Mm-hmm. Are you writing in TV and movies, or are you just acting?
Acting.
Just acting. Okay.
Yeah. Weird guy.
Do you take acting classes?
I did.
You did.
I did. It was very interesting.
What was interesting about it?
Me and not knowing how to act. Me being bad. Yeah.
Do you have trouble not being yourself? Because you're very you, if that makes any sense. You're like always you to the most degree.
Very hard time not being this guy.
Yeah. You're the most you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to be anything but this, which is a good thing and a bad thing sometimes.
It's bad for acting.
It's bad for acting.
It's bad for acting.
Yeah. I think I said this on here, but I'll say it again. It doesn't matter. My acting teachers in several different ones, but they always say like a similar thing, like, you're doing everything wrong, but it's so entertaining. I don't want to change you, like that. And stuff like that.
So basically, you just need the right role. If someone writes something for you, you could really shine.
Oh yeah,
right.
I could absolutely.
Right, but you're not gonna be like a Tom Hanks type where you're this guy.
No, not happening in this lifetime.
I'm the exact opposite. I'm very chameleon-y.
Okay.
Yeah, I could. If I need to take an acting class, but if I learn the tools, I think I could just be random people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember in class, it was a dramatic scene, and I was supposed to be like angry and emotional, and I'm trying to like summon up this shit, and I'm just got this like shit-eating grin on my face, you know, and everybody's laughing. They're dying. The classroom's laughing. They're fucking howling, and I call this girl a fuckface. That wasn't in the script. I just remember, like, because it was this monologue, and I'm supposed to, and of course, I can't remember it, and I just go off the Richter scale with fucking improv, and it's like my big moment, you know, and I go, you fuckface, and then the fucking class just fucking falls out laughing. This is supposed to be a dramatic, angry, emotional scene, and I called some girl a fuckface. It wasn't even in the script.
Yeah.
I just fell off the rails, and the teacher's laughing, and that's when he said, you're doing everything wrong, but it's so funny. I don't want to change you. And I was like, yeah. I was in that class with Lenoci. He got me in. It was John Rosenfeld Studios. Mm-hmm. And I'm a fucking weird guy, all right? And I would just be like this. And, you know, just staring, just twiddling my thumbs, just looking like the devil possessed me or whatever. But he would always film me on his Insta story and then post it, and I'd be like, God damn it, because I didn't know he was filming at all. And he was like, what is, you know, do the bubble, what is Craig thinking right now, and just totally make fun of me. And it was really funny, but it also was a tad humiliating. I was like, hey, take that shit down, dude. I don't want people thinking I eat dirt rocks. I did. I ate a lot of dirt rocks as a kid. Does that come as a surprise to anyone?
No. That's the least surprising thing
if I said,
you've ever said.
I ate dirt rocks, you would just look at me and be like, that's a true sentence.
You mean yesterday? Yeah. Or,
I believe that man. He's got a little dirt in his tooth. Minerals deficiency. What? Come on, Hassan, carry it some more, baby.
I was like, part of it is like just letting you go. That's yeah. I'm like figuring out how to interview you. It's like,
I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
I wonder how like people who are just actors, like that's crazy. That's so tough. And like there's so many like I would say predatory acting studios out there where it's some guy who acts like he knows what he's talking about. And he's just collecting money from these people who are new to LA trying to make it, and they're fucking themselves. And it's like, well, how do you even navigate that?
Yeah, veteran people in the business, because I absolutely believe there's people who shouldn't be teaching classes that are teaching classes just to make money. And you're like,
absolutely.
Like, that's a racket. You don't know shit about shit. But not John Rosenfeld. I'm not. There's
some real acting studios. Oh, there's absolutely.
John Rosenfeld's fantastic. Fucking, what's the other one?
Leslie Kahn.
Everybody takes her. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about that world, but I know that those two persons are fantastic. And there's also, Leslie Kahn's expensive. John Rosenfeld's a little less.
Right.
But it adds up, and that's why I stopped going. Glock 19. And and
the beauty of being a comic is that when you have the respect of the community, you'll never not work.
Yeah.
You know, there's always someone looking out for you. There's always someone trying to be like, you know, and then once your friends move up, like a rising tide raises all ships, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, as long as you're not negative, as long as you're not an anchor.
They take you with them.
They're like, I want to help you out. And if you're a comic, you only want to hang out with other comics because they get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
a weird thing. It's just harder to connect to regular persons because your lifestyle is so different. So your best friends just become comics because it just happens. It's
very telling, especially at the store. Even the servers now, like there'll be a person sitting in the back, and they'll be like, "Is that a real person or a comic?"
Yeah.
And there's a real distinction between the two.
Oh, we're different.
Real deal distinction.
Is that a real human? Yeah. Oh, okay, it's not one of us.
Yeah.
We're fucking. My
favorite thing is
I don't know what happened.
At like those weird Hollywood parties that you kind of have to go to sometimes. You know, like the oh, this is a Christmas party for your agency, and you're like, fuck, I kind of have to like show up, and you see another comic, and then that's it the entire night. You guys are just like that. You're hooked on each other for the whole night. You're like, I don't know any of these people. I don't know what they're doing.
You just hold it. Stay by me.
They're your life preserver, man.
Yeah.
It's that's what I love about comedy is like it's almost like a religion in the sense that it's a sense of community.
Yeah.
And if you're like a funny person and you feel lost, it's a good way to get like, especially in Los Angeles, because I always say Los Angeles. There's so many things in Los Angeles like cult like things and like groups that like if you're a lost soul, there are groups that'll help you lose it further.
Yeah, it's a cult for the misfits. The delinquents.
Mm-hmm.
The
broken toys.
Yeah. I fit right in. I love it. Oh, it's the best.
It's the first time in my life when I first started doing comedy. It's the first time in my life I felt like I belonged.
Yeah.
You know?
It's such a fun community too because there's so many different levels of it to where we're all the fucked up broken delinquents. Not all, but for the most part, I'd say 98% is a safe number to say. Yeah. But even amongst the world of fucking dum-dums, no, I'm just kidding. What are we? Just clowns. We're just love laughs.
Yeah.
There's different levels of brokenness to where even some people are too far gone. I'm like, I'm gonna stay with the moderately broken people that are still sane and still good persons and don't dive off the deep end and are drinking and drugging and just insane. And it's like
But I do feel that way of just like there is that level of like. But what I like about it is that there's the aspect of like there's some people that maybe I don't fuck with all the time. Yeah. But if there's a situation where it's between that guy and a regular person, I'm on that guy's side.
Yeah.
All the time, and that's a nice feeling to be like, all right, there's some even if we don't fuck with each other personally and we like the things don't match up, there's still a level of like we're connected.
Yeah, and you still might need that thing that they are in a sketch or TV movie, whatever.
Or just in life, like
Yeah.
their perspective, like,
Yeah.
oh, I needed to see it from that way to work through my problem that I had.
I'll ask my homeless buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this community's fucking nuts, dude.
It's
I love
crazy.
it.
It's
I love
crazy.
it. It's the Wild West. And then I don't know. I get asked a lot of questions of just new people in coming into town or new comics. And I was about to say, I don't know if it's because I'm approachable or whatever. I am I'm a helpful guy. I like to help people.
You smile all the time too.
Yeah.
It makes you approachable. I'm more dour. I'm more don't talk to me. I'm very helpful. If any of you have any questions about comedy, I'll always answer it. I love comedy and I love helping people out. So it's like I may not seem approachable, but if you see me and you want to talk comedy, I am there for you.
Yeah.
Always.
So I just get asked a lot like, well, how do you get in here? How do you get in there? How do you get? And then I just want to. I just smile and be like, dude, it's the jungle. Like, good luck. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no route. I sometimes just smirk and laugh. I'm like, good luck. Like, it's a fucking cliche, but I'm like, welcome to the jungle.
Right, yeah. You got to make your own path.
Fucking
You got to
navigate. I can't tell you what to do, what not to do. You just need to be funny and hang out.
That's key. Hang out, be funny. And it's like, you got to also realize the toughest part about being is you have to fight bitterness.
Yeah.
You have to realize, like, so you'll be here and maybe you're funnier than someone objectively, right? And they'll have something more than you, and you have to realize that's okay.
That's fine. That's the business.
That's the business, and they're not like people always like say. People who don't know comedy be like, oh, how does it feel like competing with everyone? It's like it's not competing. You're really just competing against yourself.
You can fucking compete against your own ego to focus on your own shit and be happy with it and grateful for what you got, as opposed to it's so hard not to be like, why do you get that? I want JFL. And it's not even a feeling of bitterness. Sometimes it is with some people. So a lot of times it just makes me feel bad about myself. And I love the person that got it, and they're my boy, and I love them, and I'm happy for them. And it brings me joy. But I go like, why can't I get stuff like that, you know? Which also is bad too. But
well, it's not bad to have those feelings.
Yeah.
Because it's human. It's like, so to be like I'm never gonna have those feelings is that's not healthy either. But you have to learn like, okay, I had these thoughts and let's move on. Yeah. But some people just get consumed by it.
Yeah, they really do.
They really do, and they're like, "Why isn't this me?" And it's like, when I moved from San Diego to LA, the piano guy at the Comedy Store in San Diego told me, he was like, "Just know that if you've become bitter, you've lost."
I love that.
Yeah, his name is Lou. Great guy.
Vicky's husband, right?
Vicky's husband. Yeah,
he's so nice.
He's a comedy textbook. Because he's seen so much of it.
Yeah, he's been there 30 years, right? Or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, so...
He's got stories on every guy. Every level.
He's seen
every
it all.
decade.
He's seen it all.
Yeah.
And that's something I've always kept with me. It's like, all right, just relax and, like, feel how you're feeling, but know that, like, I trust in myself.
Yeah.
That's so hard, though.
Yeah, because some years go by and you're like,
but you're also...
I'm over here.
But you know what it is? You're also aware of your shortcomings, right? So it's hard not to dwell on those. It's hard not to be like, oh, this is why I'm not getting this. This is why I'm not getting this.
Yeah, I get off stage. You talked about farts for 15 minutes. You couldn't mix in one Mexican joke.
Are all your
fart knocker?
I feel like this is a problem I have. Are all your jokes about yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to, just because of that, I've been trying to sit down and like write observational stuff.
Fuck like, that shit. Talk about yourself, baby.
Nah.
I don't want to talk about
I get that.
Brew.
But it's like, to me, it's like a Batman utility belt.
Yeah,
where
you're
it's like,
right.
In
you're
this
right,
situation,
right.
like sometimes like they're done hearing about me. All right, here's a joke about rakes or whatever. You know what I mean? Leaf blowers are weird, or isn't the grocery store awful or whatever?
Yeah. I don't want to do that yet. Maybe later. Mm-hmm. I just want to talk about my funny, weird shit.
Well, you have crazy stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm trying to diversify. I
get it.
I
You're
finally
smart though.
Worked on my first story and all that.
You got the observational,
Yeah.
humor down.
I just read. That's all I do. It's working at the comedy store. You see so much different types of comedy that you're like, oh, okay, like
Yeah.
there's so many angles you can take it from, and how like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy can do what I can't, and this guy, I think I can learn that skill.
Also, too, if you're thinking about this shit and you're not a stand-up, or maybe you think you are, and then 6 years later you suck and you're not. Hey, there's writers, directors, producers. There's everything.
What's
Know
great
your
about
lane. Know your lane. You think you're star? Go home, Alabama. Yeah.
yeah, what's great about stand up is if that's not the thing for you, it could help you find the thing for you. If you're creative. If you're not creative, stand up can really ruin your life. But if you are a creative person, it'll help you find your lane. Whether it be stand up, whether it be directing, whether it be editing, you can find it.
Absolutely.
There's so many people I've met at the comedy store. I've been like, oh, I used to be a door guy. What do you know? Oh, I produce specials or I direct specials.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. Just if you're open to it, you gotta be open.
Yeah.
You gotta be open and honest with yourself.
And also remember, you're gonna be bad for a while.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Who's to say we're not bad now?
I don't know.
I mean, there's no way.
My Glock 19 says otherwise. Yeah. Who says I'm not funny? Who says I'm not funny? Got to me losing it on stage.
Yeah.
I'm funny, motherfucker. Who didn't laugh? You get a bullet. Get a bullet. Oh boy, it's getting dark again. Damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say. I had something about the store.
I feel like hopefully I'm not dominating this conversation.
No, we're good.
Okay.
Did we go on a train and get off, switch trains, and not finish the button on a train? Did I say that right? You know what I'm saying? Did we finish thoughts?
Seems like it.
I think this whole thing we were just sort of jumping around from Glock 19s to comedy to.
No, but it's gonna bug me now. You know how you had something on the tip of your tongue. You're like, don't forget to say this about this, and then it's
know
gone.
your lane.
Know your goddamn lane. Yeah, just everybody give up. Just give up on life. It doesn't work out.
It's so much easier to give up. It is. I will say that. Just give up, eat a bunch of sugar, get fat, and.
Diabetes
is your way to happiness.
Lose your leg, then you'll be like, I can't exercise. And
are you a happy person?
Sometimes, but no. I'm like, it's weird. I've been getting happy at times. I'm like, whoa, this is dope. You know the times I'm fucking happy when I analyze my life and I go, I'm grateful. It sounds so fucking cliche and all that shit, but that's when I'm like, whoa, like you were a loser. I'm 150 now. I was 185. I was much heavier. I was a drug addict. I was an alcoholic. I was living at home with my mother and fucking 6 other Mexicans, my family. My grandma, cousin, her 2 kids, my tweaker cousin Hector, in and out of prison. It was not, I'm a 25-year-old man, drug addict, taking Molly by myself at noon on a Tuesday with no job, oiling up, just whacking it till my forearm hurts. And I look back on those no sheets on the bed, just a fucking gray outline of filth. Just fucking whacking it with a dirty hand. You could see like the dirt oil fucking on your dick. And I miss those times.
Yeah, good. Sounds like I mean, they call those the good old days.
Oh, the good old
The good old
days.
days.
No, but I think back to now, and I'm oiling up sober with women and not by myself on Molly at noon on a Tuesday. I have a job. It is my dream job. It is my funny. It's
Right.
all I've ever cared about in life.
Right.
And I think about that. I'm like, I make a living. I guess technically I'm a professional.
You're a professional comedian.
I'm a professional comedian.
have
It
no
feels
job,
so
bro.
weird to say that.
You're a professional comedian.
I'm a professional comedian. I don't have a job, and I make my
Congratulations, bro.
funny off all fucking oiling up this dick. No, and I make my funny off fucking fart jokes and talking about the weird shit I just talked about. And it makes me happy. And it makes me happy. I'm happy when I like hike and do dope shit and create shit with dope friends that I love. And
Nothing feels better than creating.
oh, it's the best.
It's the best. It's
But
a lot
when-
of work, but when it's done, you're like, I did something.
Yeah. the yin and the yang, though. We got to bring it back dark, get it real depressed. Hang on. But like when I do nothing, like if I do nothing, I get so depressed and so dark. If I don't hike, if I don't exercise, create, do something fun, a podcast with a friend, or I already said create, anything, hang out, anything in the world of my dream and my career and my path, I get dark. I'm not suicidal, but like it, borders that area where because you just, when you do nothing, you feel awful.
Do you feel worthless?
You feel worthless. You feel worthless.
Okay,
I don't care if it's I went to the nursery and bought a plant and potted it. Like at least I did something. I mean nothing. I mean stare. Like I'll stare at my wall. Like my TV won't be on. I know I make that joke, but it's a sad reality. I was just like, it's like, whoa, like what did I did nothing of service or anything productive in my life. I go fucking sweep a stranger old lady's porch, and that's enough. Not that I've ever done that. I'm just saying that's an example.
You just
that's
need to be productive in some way.
But yeah, when the wheels are turning, and I'm just like, whoa, I did fucking Laugh Factory spa, hung out at the store, Bobby bought me dinner, fucking blah blah blah. Like it's like I'm happy. I'm like, whoa, this beats fucking dirt oil.
Have you ever posted that, showing your fans that? Because I think that's so beautiful that you have that. I'm so grateful that my career. For those of you, obviously you can't see, but he has a whiteboard here and it says, "I'm so grateful my career is blowing up," and has a smiley face and a couple hearts.
He's the producer, man.
Yeah,
he'll make that happen because we have talked about that a few times. Have we ever included that in the shot? Maybe accidentally.
Yeah,
we'll highlight it and just a little.
Yeah, I just think people. It's so easy to be like, I want more.
Yeah.
That like people. I think there are people watching who would appreciate seeing that. Just to be like, oh, he's grateful.
Brian Simpson said something so dope that made me just reinforce something I was already doing. So I'm so happy that I was. But he said, I forgot, it was Harvard or fucking Berkeley. I don't know, some big fancy college did a 70-year study on the happiest people and persons through this study. And they, through their school, I think they tracked every graduate. So it, some people went on to be billionaires. Some people went on to this and that, blah, blah, blah. But he said the most happy persons, when consistent in this 70-year study they did, was people rich in relationships. Mm-hmm. It didn't matter if you're a billionaire, if you didn't have a close friendship, circles, family, this, that, you weren't as happy as the guy with 200 grand but had
nobody around him.
Yeah.
Well, or who
loved
had a
ones
lot of
around
friends.
them. I was
Sorry,
like, wait a minute, that
I
was
totally,
the wrong answer.
Yeah, the wrong way around.
And it's true. It's just because your relationships are so important, and money comes and goes, and of course we all want it and need it to survive in this society that we live in with our fiat currency.
What's it? Fiat currency. What's that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you just said it.
Sounded smart.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
I read the study. I read the study that money can give you happiness up until like $60,000. Up until like you're enough to be comfortable. After that, it's like it's all about people. It's all about like just being around people, because it's like at a certain point the stuff you buy, what utility can it give you? I hate leaf blowers.
Hey.
I hate leaf blowers. I think they're useless.
Ever heard of a broom?
Yeah.
God damn it.
We're in a desert. What are you doing? You're just blowing dust on dust. That's all you're fucking doing. It's so useless. It's such a useless invention in LA. It's such a useless thing to have in LA. Because all he's doing is blowing that to over there, and the next tomorrow they're just gonna blow it straight back over here.
Yeah.
Such a useless.
Yeah.
Such a useless
fucking motherfuckers.
invention. Rake.
Whatever happened to the rake?
Yeah.
Zero fumes, zero emissions.
Zero emissions.
Fat forearms for the dirt oil. Dirt oil. Hashtag dirt oil. Oh, man. You know how many times I just took ecstasy by myself at like fucking 1 p.m. No reason, no event. Nothing, fucking nothing on the table.
Just to do it.
Had it in the closet. This is leftover. Even at the time I was doing it, I was like, you shouldn't do this. You know?
So that's the hallmark of addiction, right? It's like, oh, this is bad for me, so I should do it. Yeah.
Whew. What are you going to do? Now I'll just smoke too much CBD. You know, if you smoke the whole cartridge, you might get high. You know? Got to me drinking an 18-pack of old duels or sharps.
How fast do you go through a pen?
I've been trying real goddamn hard, but I think the worst was 2 days. But that was a lot.
That's
That was
quite a bit.
lot.
There's a lot in those pens, especially
Yeah.
like those loud and clears that you got. That's yeah.
Oh no, not yeah. That's for him. I
Right.
just did 18-to-1 ratio CBD, care by design,
Mm-hmm.
CBDBs. Anyways, but like now it's probably like maybe a week, 5 days.
Okay.
Which is probably still too much. You're just supposed to do a couple puffs at night, right?
I don't know. The problem with the pens is that they're so fucking convenient,
They just
and you can do it indoors.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
And it
that's the
tastes
shit.
like weed. Oh,
Yeah,
I love it.
what was that first hit of that CBD pen like? That must have been like.
Bro, I actually got so scared. I was like, I thought I was going to get high because I was like, you said it wasn't going to, because I was like 5.5 years of sobriety down the drain. And then because you choke, you cough because it is smoke.
Yeah.
And then like 5 minutes go by and you're like, oh, I'm not high. And then you hit it again. Now I could take some rips. And yeah, it's such a weird thing to smoke a smoke that tastes like marijuana and not get high.
Yeah. So you don't feel high at all.
It gives you like a calming thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like a body calm.
But you don't do that zone out mental thing you do. When
But
you're
I
high.
do that naturally.
Right.
Like,
You're naturally couch locked. You're naturally
Yeah.
like if you let yourself
that's
go.
why
you'll
people are
just
like, you sure you're not high? I'm like, no, it's like.
It's just your vibe.
That's what I do. I forget what I talk about and I zone out a lot. It's just, I don't remember if I was that way before drugs, but.
Yeah, were you always a character though? Like, were you in school? Were you the class clown?
Oh
Were you,
yeah, bro. Oh yeah. I always had the fucking Kool-Aid, fruit punch, red lip ring around my fucking face,
That's funny.
and just shit, always shit-eating grin of trouble. Ever since my mom said I was nuts, I just fucking run from her. I handcuffed her to a shopping cart. I fucking would hide at the Macy's and scare all the big ladies.
That's so funny.
And then
So we're such
just
different people.
fucking nuts.
I'm
Just
such a goody-
firecrackers, fart bomb, stink bomb, itching pout, just pranks, bro. I love that shit. Fucking my buddy was taking a test in high school and the windows was open to his room and I had these fart bombs. You pop them and then I put my hand in and he saw my hand come in the room and he was like, oh no, I threw it in. You just hear a boom. And just fucking the class like, oh, you know, just
Yeah.
I yelled too loud on the mic. Sorry, guys. And he said they evacuated the class and yeah, you're welcome. Except that was like a nerd class. It was like AP's calculus, so they were studying, happy to be there, and were probably scoring well on the test. I did nobody of service. I was just a fucking dumb fuck.
You're just fucking up.
Yeah, I do it.
Did people, even when you were younger, were people like, you should be a comedian?
Mm-hmm. I was voted most likely to be on the big screen my senior year of high school.
Wow.
But I
Well,
did
not
nothing
wrong.
but drugs.
Yeah.
I was not in theater. I was not in any play. I was not in any. I was just nuts, man.
You're just you are a character.
I'm a character.
You're a character. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, I never really realized that. What's the nothing mean because I'm sensitive, but what's the the character just at the store what do they say about my character? I'm just curious.
I mean, not like they say anything about your character, because it's like you're at the store, right, and you're like in at the store and everyone likes you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you're a character in the sense of like like even now you're so cartoonish, you're so over the top. That's your personality. That's who you've always been, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you're exuberant, you're weird, you know I know what you're saying, but the way like nick it in the butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's
it
who you
never
are.
comes out correct.
It never comes out correctly. It never comes out right. But you're like, it's you. I was like,
That's
it's like
a
an acting
family
coach
thing.
said. Yeah,
That's my family. Nobody gets shit right. My mom, my dad, my cousin. Maybe my dad. He's the white side, but anybody on the Mexican side.
There's always.
I think I forgot who it was, my mom or my aunt, but they said Billy Kennard. Yeah, you know that one guy that lip sings the songs. He was just on this is when it was happening. They're like, yeah, Billy Kennard. We never forget, and because we're like, who the fuck's Billy Kennard? But they were like. 100%, and then it was Millie and Vanilli. But like that's how bad. But that's just the one example I remember. This is all
Even
day.
right now, it's just Millie Vanilli, not Millie and Vanilli.
What are you gonna do? Just like pass me the tartar sauce. You know, like it's tartar sauce. You know, like that's my family.
Yeah.
Like we get it wrong. My mom will call me Johnny, Cynthia, Norma, Gilbert, Philip. Like she'll say 7 names before my
she gets
name.
to Craig. Before she's
She'll
like,
list like fucking her students. I'm like, who the fuck is Beatrice? It's Beatrice, isn't it? God damn it!
Yeah, you're doing it.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
You're doing it.
Yeah. I've been called a cartoon many of times.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I like you, because we're such different people. I'm not like that at all. I'm like a quiet smarty pants. I got to get things right.
Yeah.
It's very annoying.
I'm a caveman that does not have to get things right.
I've had to learn growing up that just because you're right doesn't mean you're not an asshole. And that's a lesson I've had to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to be right all the time, and like I come from a very bookish family. We're all nerds.
Yeah.
We're all intense nerds, you know. And then so I would always correct people and be like, this is how, and it's like this. Now as an adult, it's like, oh, that's who likes that.
Yeah, my little cousin actually corrected me. And I just looked at him. I go, "You're one of those, huh?" And he didn't understand. But my sister and her baby daddy Joe heard me and saw that, like him correct me, the adult, a fucking 8-year-old correcting a 35-year-old. And I was like, "You're one of those, huh?" And they just fucking laugh. They're just like, "Ah!" It was funny on many different levels. The fact that I'm getting corrected by a child.
That's funny.
And then also me making fun and judging him and his character, but knowing that I'm right, because that is not a good person to be. Nobody likes the corrector unless if I ask, like, is that correct? Yeah, of course, correct me. But if they didn't let that shit slide. Nobody likes the guy like, well, technically it was a 9mm Glock 19.
Yeah.
That was too many. That was too many.
Yeah, but it's a bad person to be, and that's what it's like. It's learning how to be a person.
Yeah.
It's like it's okay
You're
to make mistakes. That's the whole.
Oh, it's bad. You live, you learn. You're like, oh, it's bad to throw gum in people's hair when you're drunk. It's your best bud, Brandon Armstrong. And then he says, "Did you throw gum in my hair?" I'm like, "No." Wow, me? I would never do that. That's out of character. It was me. I definitely did it.
Yeah, there's no way.
100%.
There's no way he believed you. He totally thought it was you. There's no way.
I'm sorry,
way.
Brandon. You had long hair. You were in front of me. It was the thing to do when you're shit-faced on coke and pills and God knows what else.
When was the last time your hair was short?
When I was 18. I grew it out when I was 18. It's been long ever since.
So jealous. I'm jealous.
It's okay.
I'm jealous. Good hair. Good hair is a game changer, man. You don't even know. You have no idea.
Good luck.
Well, yeah, because it took me 25 years to figure it out. That I had to shave it off. But good hair opens doors for you. Good hair. People like good hair.
Opens doors automatically to Trader Joe's.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not accepted in Hollywood yet. Yeah. I can't wait, but yeah, I can't wait to work the Hollywood system. And come on, Stone.
But you don't need to work the Hollywood system.
Nah, I
You're
want
building
to,
your own fan base right now.
Hey guys,
that's
how you doing?
That's how you work the system now.
Yeah.
You build your own fan base, and then like I do what I want.
The back door. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way. That's the way we're both doing it.
I mean, I've always thought of this as a marathon. I've never been like, I knew even when I started at 19, and I knew back then it was like, oh, I'm not the type that blows up early. I'm just not that. I'm not immediately likable like that. You have to sort of get to know me. But the way you're doing it for sure is the better way to do it. It's the longer path, definitely, but it's at the end when you're like, not even at the end, when you're like in your 40s and 50s, it's the most free. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can talk about whatever the fuck you want. And by then you have this core group of people who really fuck with you. It's crazy. I see people come up to you all the time and be like, Trader Joe's, you haven't worked there in how many months or whatever?
8 months.
Bro,
7 months, 8 months?
Something like that.
I'm like, yeah.
People roll with you, but that's because you were building that the entire time.
Trader Joe's. What? I was singing a song to him earlier. It was really funny. It just popped in my head because I was so happy the people at CBDB gave me some. I was going CBDB, DBD. What was the second part?
The same thing again.
No, I switched song. Oh, yeah. To the Beach Boys.
Oh yeah.
What song was it, though? Because I was starting off with Disney's When You Wish Upon a Star, but with CBDBDBD.
Yeah.
And then it switched to Beach Boys. Beach Boys.
Yeah, very different bands, those two. Not really in the same lane.
Anyhow, I couldn't recreate the moment.
You never can. You ever try? You ever have like a great joke in the moment, and then you try to do it on stage the next day, and
Bombs
it just
every goddamn time.
eats so much dicks, dude.
Every time. And I'm like, oh, you weren't there. You don't understand this.
It's so frustrating because like I write physically a lot. Like my ideas come in my head in the shower. That's why I take long ass showers.
So you write with the pen and the paper?
So when I come up with a new joke, always generates in my head, and then I take it to paper and pencil. But then I write I'll write the same. If you look at my notebook, it's the same jokes over and over and over and over and over again, and it's just a little tweak here, a little tweak there, and then and it's frustrating because I work that hard, and my funniest moments in my short career so far have been in the moment.
Yeah.
Like the ones I remember have been like, oh fuck, it's so funny how I work so hard at this, but the reality is, when you're in the room is when you're the funniest.
Yeah.
No matter what. That's why when I get on stage now, like I'll always try, even if it's not funny, I'll be like, hey, look at the guy's shirt, or like, I like your hair, or whatever, just to make them think that like, oh, he's present.
Yeah.
You know, and it does make me more present because then I'm not connected with them. So I always do one thing about the room or whatever.
Oh. Yeah, you got to. I love that. You got to connect. And what you just made me remember a moment. One of my funniest, this is a couple times, and it's always just that organic weird shit. But one time, this one lady was sitting front row, and she had the biggest titties ever. But they were out. They were pushed up. They were out. There was glitter on. It was like they were out. They were on showcase. And I was like the third or fourth comic, but nobody had commented on them. Yeah. But I was new, and I was scared to comment, and but I genuinely couldn't. I literally got up there and was just looking at them. I was just like, whoa. Yeah. And I said that, you know, and it like erupted. but then I couldn't even
follow it.
Yeah, because I couldn't. I did like 5 minutes on her tits. Accidentally, as a new comic, not even knowing how to do that, but also by not being like they were fucking D's pushed up, front row, glitter tits, you know? Yeah. And then I couldn't. I kept trying to do jokes, but I kept just like going back to her titties because they were just there. You're just like, fuck, you know? Yeah. And it was one of the most magical moments for me. That, you know, just that organic in the moment. I can't even spit a joke out because of titties. That's how dumb of a guy I am. Yeah. Anytime I would just say the premise, I'd be like, ha, titty. You know, I didn't really, but like it was funny for the audience to watch my brain compute and process jokes and titties and not being able to handle it. And that's what was funny about
sensory overload.
Because I I was too new at comedy and I couldn't get through my set. But it was funny and not painful, you know. And I'll never forget that. It was a blessing. Somebody like sent me the message the next day, just saw their comments. They tagged me and they just write tits. Yeah. That's it. Was that? Was that? Where were we going?
I was interested in the titties. I got lost. I got just lost in the idea of the tits in the front row.
I got heckled by titties, but in the most beautiful, loving way.
Yeah.
And it was only my own mind that was doing the heckling, and it all worked out because that it killed in a weird, different way. And I remember getting addicted to that organicness. I remember another time in the main room, I was hosting, and I forgot, and I just was. I went like I forgot, and the first time that happened, it was organic and on purpose, and it murdered. So of course
You tried it.
I tried it again, and it never murdered quite like the first time because the audience has the ultimate bullshit detector ever.
Yeah, they can sense
They can
realness.
sense.
It's so crazy.
Because the first time killed, and the rest it worked, but not like that first time when I genuinely 100% forgot.
And genuinely felt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, this motherfucker really did forget. What an idiot.
That's what makes Bobby Lee so talented, is that he can tell his jokes like he's genuinely feeling it for the first time.
Yeah.
That's what that's what
He's
separates
one of the
him.
rare ones I could watch over and over and over, and I laugh every
Every time.
single time.
Every time. It's insane. Even if you've heard the joke a million times,
Yeah.
you laugh. It's insanity.
Yeah, he's the rare breed.
Yeah, that's hard to do, but that's
Yeah.
years of experience too. That's the thing. It's like comics
That's a
make
pro.
things
That's
so
a pro.
look so easy, like they're just talking, and it's just really years of failing, years of bombing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the amount of times I've just bombed. What's your worst bomb?
Oh, I got many. Recently, bombing in front of Tom Segura and Donnell Rawlings in the lab at the Hollywood Improv.
Oh, that's a bad room.
I know, but it's my heroes.
Never meet your heroes. That's what I learned here. So Chris Rock is my favorite comic of all time,
Yeah.
right? And this was the first time I ever worked the original room. He popped in. This is when he was running his set for the Oscars. The
Yeah.
second time he hosted, right? And so when someone pops in and the Comedy Store, the guy who's in charge of the social media isn't there, your job as the OR is to take a picture and send it to him, right? Especially at that time. So I took a picture, and Chris Rock saw me, and he was like, looked at me and was like, "Stop filming, you little bitch!" And then he walked off stage, and the Comedy Store posted that. So somewhere on the Comedy Store Instagram is the moment where my childhood hero is calling me a bitch.
But that was that he was coming from a justifiable place.
I'm not saying he's wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, it's so funny
That
how
is
that works.
very, very funny.
It's like that's.
But I don't want you to hate a guy over something that we might all say.
I don't hate him.
Okay, good.
I'm not saying I hate him. I'm just
Gotcha.
saying that was the first moment with my hero.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What's going to be amazing is come full circle when you work with him later.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, "Hey, remember when you called me a little bitch?"
And he's
he'll
gonna
be like, "No."
no.
Here's the footage. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. You little bitch. Deal's over."
Yeah, because from his perspective, this is his first time back at the Comedy Store in a minute. His first time running his Oscar set,
Yeah, and somebody's filming him.
and he thinks someone is filming him. I'm just taking a picture.
No, I work here. Social media.
No, I felt
Proof.
I felt
Proof you're here.
I felt so bad. I
Legend.
felt so bad.
Legend. Yeah, he's the man. I watched fucking Bigger, Bolder, Blacker. Which was
Bigger and blacker.
Bigger,
You
Blacker.
added another
about
B in there.
500 times. So good. I used to watch it over and over and over. Oh my God. My sister had TiVo on HBO, so she recorded it before On Demand. This is back in the day. I used to just fucking doot, doot.
I wanna
Never grenades.
I wanna write. I wanna have a Hall of Fame of jokes. Like, and I want to put that gun control bit on there, because in me that's the bullet should cost $10,000.
Bullet
That's
control.
It's one of the greatest jokes of all
As soon
time.
as I save up.
Yeah. Gotta get a layaway, or
Yeah.
no more randoms. Yeah, I wanna.
The big piece of chicken. What does daddy get? The big piece of chicken. Nobody gives a fuck about that. God, put the tussin on it. Rub the tussin on it. Let that broke your leg. Let the tussin set it. Fucking legend. Goddamn. Too many goats. Chris Rock's a goat. Chappelle's a goat. Donnell's a goat.
Oh, Donnell.
There's so
Donnell's
many goats.
funny.
I know there's can't be so many goats, but
That's the
Bill
beauty.
Burr.
That's
Bill
the beauty
Burr's
of
a goat.
comedy is that there's so many. If you're yourself, no one. You can't compare Chris Rock and Bill Burr. They're such different
they're
people.
so different.
And they talk about such different things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like. Of course, there can be so many goats because they
Yeah.
can't. It's not like basketball where Michael Jordan played against Scotty,
Yeah.
played against fucking Isaiah Thomas or whatever the fuck, or LeBron played against Steph. There's none of that. I never have to play against you. We can be on the same show. We can be on the same team,
Yeah.
but we're never against each other, and that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it is good. Too many goats. How long we been?
Hour and a
My
half.
God, we did an hour and a half, sir.
Yeah, this
Well, we gotta do. Yeah, have you pooped your pants
Have I pooped my pants?
in
No.
adulthood?
In adulthood, no.
I knew you. That shirt screams. I have never shit my pants in adulthood.
I
A
remember.
little shart, a stinky fart on a hot day.
Oh, definitely.
Stinky fart with a dirty hooker.
Yes, definitely with a dirty hooker as well. Definitely.
Any embarrassing wet fart, boofer. You know?
You know what? When I was a little kid, this is crazy. When I was a little kid, I got good at learning how to fart silently.
Just spread the cheeks.
Yeah. But then also like sphincter. I got good sphincter control, guys. Solid
Would
sphincter
you?
control.
I would always go to the sharpener and go.
No, I just got really good at letting it out silently. So
Ruffle the death.
there's been.
Because that's how a death sounds.
That was good.
A death sounds like a villain. Oh man, I'm retarded.
Right.
Hey, don't use that word. R.
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about. I totally got lost in what was happening.
Me too.
Yeah.
Your farts. A stinky fart on a hot date. Very embarrassing.
Yeah, but
Little squirts. No
I'm
squirts?
very good at. I can be farting around people and they not know. I'm farting constantly, almost.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. I learned that because I got very embarrassed by a fart once, probably when I was a kid, and I was like, never again.
I let him rip, baby.
Never
I let
again.
him rip. Wait till SSR.
Wait till what? Wait, what?
Silent reading. What's that called? SR.
Oh, silent sustained reading, SSR.
See, I told you.
Holy fuck.
I told
Wow.
you.
Yo.
You fucking second guessed this.
Oh,
I'm right.
wow.
I'm right.
I haven't thought of that since I was in
SSR.
elementary school.
Dude,
that
I would
brought me
just
way back. Holy
SSR,
fuck.
bro. Oh, silent reading.
silent reading.
What's the other word?
It's silent sustained reading. I remember
Silent, sustainable reading. I did that one on purpose.
That. Yeah.
But I just wait, quiet. I loved it. Oh, bro. Fucking laugh. Me and my buddies just laugh. Nothing like a loud fart in a quiet classroom. I tell you what.
That's that's his album title.
Loud quart.
Loud fart, silent. Craig Conant. Loud fart, silent classroom. It's just you on the cover going like that, and there's people taking tests behind you or
Yeah.
whatever.
I got a fart right now. Hang on.
All right.
It's kind of this kind of podcast.
Oh shit! That was good.
Ah, it stinks.
Yeah, well, you definitely did that to yourself.
Ah, it smells like peanuts. Salted. Sorry, Ehsan.
No, I had a
You
great
wouldn't
time.
provide me with shit content. I gotta do it myself.
No, yeah.
I gotta do it my goddamn self.
I'm very prim, proper, and prudish.
That's
so I'm
good,
not.
man. That's fantastic. This is a good episode.
Hopefully, I'm worried that it was gonna be bad. I don't know how entertaining I can be.
No, you're good. We're good. This is how we do. Loosey goosey, baby. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
I'm gonna plug Spoil the Beans one more time. Check it out, guys.
Spoil the Beans
Spoil the
podcast.
Beans.
Check it out. Go buy a plant. Don't do drugs, or do it appropriately and have an exit strategy,
Get a
because you
Glock-
can't do it forever.
Get a Glock 19.
Get a Glock 19. Rubber bullets don't murder. I love you all. Thank you for liking and subscribing and helping me out.
And thank you for having me as a guest.
Yes, and go do a good deed. I love you all. Good night. Good evening.